It never warns you. And when it does, you don't see it coming. You are standing in the quiet, dimly lit nursery. It is 2 a.m, and for a split second, you stop listening to the room to check if everything is still okay. The house is completely quiet. You are gently rocking your baby back to sleep. You are performing the exact same routine you have done 100 times before. You lean down closely, and you catch the faint, deeply familiar scent of baby shampoo on their warm skin. You feel the soft texture of the cotton blanket brushing against your arm. These seem like ordinary, harmless physical details. Nothing changed. Nothing moved. But suddenly, out of nowhere, an overwhelming wave of profound sadness crashes over you. Your chest tightens. Hot tears start streaming down your face. And you have absolutely no idea why. But your brain does. It noticed something before you did. The baby is safe. You are safe. There is no immediate crisis in the room. You quietly wipe your eyes. You blame it on sleep deprivation. You tell yourself that the physical exhaustion is finally catching up to you. Or maybe your postpartum hormones are wildly out of balance again. But what if this unexpected emotional breakdown has absolutely nothing to do with being tired or stressed at all? What if the quiet, silent, heavy darkness is actually unlocking a hidden vault inside your brain? To understand this invisible pain, you need to understand what your brain just did to you. That faint smell of shampoo and that soft blanket are not just background stimuli. They are specific, powerful neurological keys. Your body reacted first, before you could understand it. When you hold your baby in the dark, your brain sends a signal straight into your hippocampus. This is the part of your brain that stores moments of your life, like scenes that were never fully erased. When you engage in the deeply intimate act of nurturing a helpless child, your limbic system, the emotional core of your brain, opens childhood files you didn't even remember anymore. Those tears are not burnout, not weakness. They are the sudden, forceful unlocking of dormant episodic memories. Your brain is not reacting to the present moment. It is suddenly remembering exactly how you felt in the dark when you were that remarkably young. You were incredibly vulnerable. You were completely dependent on an adult for your basic survival and love. Your body is literally remembering the deep emotions of your own early childhood. And this is exactly where everything breaks inside you. No noise. Just silence. Quietly. No warning. No permission. This phenomenon reveals the most brutal lie modern culture forces upon us. Society demands that every functional adult must simply forget the past. You are told to ignore the pain, move forward, and be highly productive. The noise outside insists you should archive your wounds and keep functioning. You are expected to manage your daily routine efficiently. You are supposed to be a perfectly functional mother who simply manages schedules and drinks her cold coffee in silence. But maternal biology is literally a biological time machine. It does not care about your adult productivity. It does not care about your tight schedule. Your fiercely protective instinct actively refuses to leave the past securely buried. This exhaustion is not failure, not incompetence. You are not failing. Not here. It is because you are actively engaged in a brutal psychological war against your own biology. You are desperately trying to keep the heavy door of your childhood closed. Meanwhile, your mammalian attachment system is violently kicking that same door wide open to force a profoundly necessary healing process. The cold systemic expectation of the modern world is fundamentally incompatible with your neurobiology. Society wants you to seamlessly leave your past behind, but your brain requires you to confront it to protect your child. When you look into your baby's eyes, a massive neural collision occurs. You are providing the absolute safety, intense, profound warmth, and unconditional love that you never fully received at that age. And your brain reads this as something important, something it cannot ignore. Your amygdala, the part of your brain that detects danger, is forced to process two opposing things at once. It feels the warmth of giving love, and it processes the absolutely devastating grief of realizing you were denied that exact same love when you needed it most. This pain is not weakness. It's a response. It is the heavy, undeniable cost of reparenting. You are actively raising two entirely different children at the exact same time. You are raising the precious infant resting in your arms right now, and you are desperately trying to heal the deeply wounded child that still lives inside your fragile memory. This brutal double duty creates a level of physical and emotional exhaustion that society stubbornly refuses to ever publicly acknowledge. Because of this widespread ignorance, you begin to deeply judge yourself. You silently carry the massive weight of borrowed guilt. You look at your baby and you feel terrified every single day, not because something is wrong, but because something could be. You worry that your own unresolved traumas will somehow damage them. You are absolutely terrified that your sadness is somehow contagious. You fear you are quietly passing your historical damage down to the next generation. The modern world has cruelly convinced you that mothers with painful childhoods are fundamentally broken. It tells you that your grief makes you a terrible parent. But science proves the exact opposite is true. The fact that caring for your child causes you this intense psychological pain is biological proof. It's proof the cycle ends with you. And your brain knows it. If you were truly passing the damage forward, you would feel absolutely nothing. You would simply repeat the cold, negligent patterns of the past without a single second of thought. The pain you feel in the quiet nursery is not the sound of you breaking down. It is the literal sound of the cycle finally breaking in half. To understand this monumental effort, you have to acknowledge the very raw physics of emotional labor. When your baby cries and you respond with immediate comfort, you are not just executing a simple task. You are reprogramming two brains at the same time. Your brain has to actively suppress the defensive trauma responses that were programmed into your nervous system decades ago. Instead of freezing or running away, your biology chooses to stay. It chooses to gently rock, to hold, and to soothe. You are slowly building brand new neural pathways of safety and deep trust from absolute scratch. This demanding process consumes an astronomical amount of cognitive energy. It is far more exhausting than sleep deprivation or physical labor. It is exhausting because it requires you to rewrite your family history with every single lullaby. You are incredibly tired because creating a safe emotional environment for your child is extremely hard work. It requires you to relentlessly dismantle the unsafe environment you survived as a young child. This is not weakness. This is construction. This is the undeniable definition of profound maternal strength fighting a very fierce, invisible war. The modern world does not want to acknowledge this invisible war. Deep emotional healing is simply not economically productive. Society praises the mother who can easily ignore her own pain. It praises the mother who can quietly smile through the trauma and return to work as if nothing happened. It demands that you neatly compartmentalize your history. But the truth is, you cannot successfully mother a baby while forcefully repressing the child you once were. Motherhood is the biological catalyst that shatters those tightly closed compartments. Every time you comfort your baby, you are retroactively comforting yourself. When you whisper that everything is going to be all right, your brain hears it too. You are slowly becoming the safe, reliable adult that you desperately needed decades ago. We must entirely reject the systemic lie that you need to be perfectly healed before you can be a good mother. Perfection is a cruel illusion created by the wellness industry to make you feel perpetually inadequate. The most authentic healing does not happen in a silent void. It happens directly in the messy, exhausting trenches of everyday maternal love. So the next time you find yourself crying in the quiet, silent nursery, I want you to completely change how you view those tears. Do not apologize for them. Do not label yourself as emotionally unstable or depressed. Instead, I want you to recognize exactly what is happening on a neurobiological level. Your brain is running the hardest update of your life. You are downloading a completely new emotional framework. You are looking at a tiny, defenseless infant and actively deciding that the painful history of your family tree finally and permanently stops with you. That brave decision requires an immense amount of courage. It is perfectly normal to feel completely overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of that responsibility. The grief you feel is simply the heavy emotional debris leaving your system. It is the necessary byproduct of deep, profound generational healing. You are not just raising a young child. You are literally rescuing your own inner child from the dark shadows. The science of grace tells us that the pain of the past cannot survive the relentless, fierce warmth of a mother's present love. You are not broken. You are not permanently broken. You are not hopelessly regressing into severe postpartum depression. You are simply healing the child you once were, while bravely caring for the beautiful child you currently hold. This is victory. To truly and completely understand how this massive psychological shift affects your daily brain chemistry and cortisol levels, I break down the entire science of maternal stress in our main, comprehensive documentary video right here. Come with me. You're not alone in this. Welcome to the village. Leave a light here, so another mother can find her way, and proudly and permanently drop your heavy borrowed guilt down below. You are completely and entirely safe here. And now, everything goes quiet again. The noise outside will still be there tomorrow. They will still expect the perfect mom. But the perfect mom doesn't exist. Only you do. And science already proved. You are exactly who your baby needs. Nothing is chasing you. Not here. Drop your shoulders. Take a deep breath. And I'll see you in our next pause.